Welcome to Master of the Game. I am Juice, and today we are playing Dragon Age. So excited because I finally get to play this. Also playing Blue Rose here in a couple weeks, but the Age system is fantastic, and I'm just excited I don't have to run it and I can play it. So thanks, Draven, for doing that. With that, I am going to kick it over to him. This is our session 1, and I'm excited to see what he has in store for us. So Draven, take it away.
All right, thank you very much. So we're going to be playing Dragon Age. This is the Set 1 box set adventure, The Dalish Curse. So we'd made our characters in session 0, so we got all that taken care of. And the adventure basically is going to begin in the city of Gwarin. So you have been called by Logain MacTyr, the Taren of Gwarin, as he is in need of your skills, I guess you could say. And the person that he summoned just took his headset off, so.
You're fine. I was just grabbing paper for notes.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, yeah. So you are obviously a knight in his service, so you have a passing relationship with him. I wouldn't say that you know him particularly well, but he is the Lord of this domain. So whenever he summons you, with Logain, yeah.
Okay.
So when he summons you, you answer his summons. So you are basically brought into his home, and he sort of sits you down, offers you a drink, and starts off by just making sure that you've been well, your travels have been safe, before getting down to the brass tacks, so to speak. So he says that he recently received word from the town of Ventivor that there was a disturbance involving a group of Dalish elves a little over a week or so ago. A messenger came and told me about it. While we suspect that things will be fine, they were still requesting, maybe some additional guards or just someone to come by and sort of show that the Taren is still very much concerned about what happens there. I don't know much about the details other than during their harvest festival, which is when they celebrated the end of their harvest season. A group of Dalish elves who are normally, well, as far as elves go, are generally quite cordial, but in this instance, the fight broke out, and the elves left in a bit of a huff. Since then, folks have complained about issues with the harvest or with the crops, with some things spoiling, and they're not quite sure what's going on, and tensions are running a bit high. So I would like for you to gather some of your associates and simply investigate the matter and make sure that peace is maintained.
Yeah, can definitely do that. Now, you said there was a fight. You said you don't have any word on who was involved. You just know some Dalish elves.
It was one of the Dalish, and I think it was the town's blacksmith, who's sort of known as being a bit explosive in terms of temperament.
Okay, interesting.
Ventivor is an important town for us, though. It is mainly composed of vineyards, which is where we get Ventivor.
Ventivor. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it supplies the grapes that are used for most of the wine that we produce in this area, in this region. So.
Okay. And you just want us to make a show of force, not necessarily get active, but just show that we are keeping an eye on the situation.
Make your presence felt, yes.
Okay.
To just let everyone know that, law and order shall be maintained.
All right. I can do that. And I can take whoever I would like?
You may. I do have one concern, though.
Mm-hmm.
I am aware of your association with a certain former Orlesian.
Oh, well... Yeah, I could understand that. I mean, they were the enemy at one point.
How well do you know this man? I mean, really know this man?
Which one is that? That's Guillaume, right? Guillaume. Well, we were on a ship together, real close quarters. We were the only survivors. I did save his life, If it wasn't for me, he would be dead. So he kind of owes me his life.
And you trust this man?
I think so. I mean, again, like I said, if it wasn't for me, he'd be dead. He seems like he might be a man of his word.
Well, let us hope that your mercy was not misplaced. Needless to say, there are those who still harbor ill will towards anyone that comes from the land of Orlais, whether they're still welcome there or not.
Yeah, I'll definitely keep an eye on him. Should anything arise, I will let you know immediately.
I appreciate that.
Any concerns about any of my other companions?
The ones you typically associate with? Not really. He was the one that I was mainly curious about, so to say.
Yeah. I completely understand, and I won't disclose anything too important to him either, just in case, I don't think he's a spy or anything like that, but you never know. So I will be careful with my words.
Yes, he certainly wouldn't be the first that poses an Orlesian exile.
Yes. So do we have a budget or anything being supplied to us for this trip?
I can provide you with enough supplies for the road, so to speak, but beyond that,
okay,
it's just mainly your service that we're looking for.
Okay, excellent. That's all we would need. So,
if you do wish to, if there's anything that you are looking for, please feel free to stop by the armory on your way, just in case there's anything that you might be lacking.
Yes, we'll do. I can see if my companions need anything also.
Very well. I leave this to you then. I trust in your capable choice of companions for the most part.
Thank you. I think I have a good idea for traveling companions. Hasn't failed me yet.
Well, I certainly do hope so. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have other matters I must attend to. So, again, check out the armory, and then you may leave at your earliest convenience.
Thank you, sir. First thing is first, I would probably go to Guillaume, because I probably would be the closest to him. Where would Guillaume be staying? Like at the tavern or something?
Yeah, you would each have rooms basically provided.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, as a knight, you can essentially get lodging just about anywhere you go in Ferelden.
Okay.
So your associates would sort of be along those lines, and Guaran again is a rather large settlement, so there's inns and places like that. So that all would have been taken care of for you.
Okay. Then yeah, I would track him down immediately, and then upon coming across Guillaume, how do I say that, Peter? You're
saying it right. Yeah.
Okay. Upon coming across Guillaume, I would actually spill the tea, as I've learned recently, a new young hip phrase. And I would tell him what Logain
I too am hip.
Guillaume. What, Paula? Go ahead.
You made me explain that to him last night. He's like, I don't get how they came up with that phrase.
I think T stands for truth, doesn't it? Like that's the... It's
like the dirty truth or something. It's like the gossip. But it's because people talk over tea, Paula said.
Oh, okay. Yeah, see, I guess I'm not as hip as I thought.
So as soon as I see Guillaume, where are we, Guillaume?
We are in a seedy bar tavern.
Okay.
It's Ferelden. Pretty much every bar is a seedy bar.
Okay, extra seedy.
Guillaume, I'll walk up and put my hand
Langdon.
And I lean in and I say, guess what? I talked to Logain. He's got us going out to Ventiver, and he doesn't trust you for some reason because of your legion.
Not surprised.
Yeah, but I told him I wasn't going to tell you anything. Obviously, you and I are close, but I just felt
from the shipwreck. I saved your life.
Yeah, I don't know about that, buddy. Maybe it was more collaborative than I let on, but we as I take a sip from my tankard. We've got to go handle this situation. What do you know? Can we? Do you think that Honora and Valeria, do you think they're good for this kind of mission? Personally, they're a little bit too talky. Would love to, get into it. A little more physical, personally. Are you on board with this idea with me? We'll bring them.
Don't have many options.
Yeah. I know. I'd like to get my hands a little dirty. It's been a minute, so if there's any chance to rough up some Dalish elves, I'm all about it,
Sounds good.
So the idea is there's the Dalish elves that kind of got into it with the town blacksmith. Town blacksmith has a hothead, basically. But we will, bring these two along. Let them do the talking, or if you want to, that's fine. I'll kind of do what I got to do. Obviously, being a knight, they should respect me, and maybe I can flash around that Ferelden nobility a little,
You wear it well.
Well, yeah, thank you. For your sorry, I was reading the thing. So, well, let's go get them, and yeah. Do you know where they're at right now? Were they supposed to meet us here?
I point to the other part of the tavern where both of them are sitting together. You had walked right by them.
Oh, well, then come on. Let's go sit with them.
Will.
So, yeah, I make my way over there and sit down on the opposite side of the table as them and lay out everything I heard from Logain.
So as you sit down, one of the barmaids comes over and asks if there's anything that you want to drink, something to eat.
Yeah, chicken, please. I will definitely take chicken leg, and a breast would be fine. Chicken breast would be fine. And yeah, just whatever your best meat is. I would love a little bit of meat.
Certainly. And for you, and she turns to Guillaume.
And he just, shows her his tankard. Fine.
Okay, we'll be right back. She takes the tankard, and so you guys can converse now.
So, what exactly is this that we are supposed to do?
We just need to go and make sure that this town and these people in particular know that Logain and, all of us are keeping an eye to make sure things don't get out of control. That's all. Just, it's kind of like, in other nice, fancier cities when the guards, just kind of walk through town just so people know not to act crazy because the guards will arrest them, kind of thing, if they do something stupid. That's all.
Oh, so we are supposed to make sure nobody
does anything
stupid?
Yeah, basically.
Oh, okay.
But we have free reign too, because that's kind of the privilege we have, or at least I do. I mean, apostates still got to be a little careful. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, how loudly do you say that?
Not very.
These domestic terrorists have got to be careful, if you know what I mean. Yep.
Okay.
Sacre bleu. So, what exactly do we know about the fight? Do we know what the argument was about?
Nothing.
We just know there was a blacksmith who got in a fight with an elf, correct?
The Dalish, yeah. Primitive things.
Wonder what it was exactly, though.
I don't know, because the Dalish typically don't come into towns that often. It's very rare.
I think we have to talk to the blacksmith and see what the argument was about then.
Of course. Find out, what the Dalish did to him and handle it as needed. But Logain did say that the blacksmith is known for being a hothead, so who knows?
Well,
maybe he misinterpreted things.
No surprise there.
Well, what do you think, Valeria?
I've told you quite a few times. Valeria.
Valeria. My bad. I'm sorry. My linguistic skills are not the best.
Doesn't really roll off your tongue well.
Not for
apparently.
me. Not for me.
It's difficult.
It is. It is. Where are you from again?
Here, there, a little bit of everywhere.
Where's that name come from?
Let's not get caught up in the details, okay?
It's not Orlesian, is it?
Don't worry about it. Why are you so worried about it?
I don't know. It's just not a normal Ferelden name, I feel.
All right, well, Sir Langton.
Thank you for the respect.
Mm-hmm.
It's taken a while to get you to say sir around me, so thank you again for showing that.
Look, well, it's a one-time deal, okay?
And that was your time.
It's important to remember that people come from all over to travel through this area. It's not too surprising.
Yeah.
Many
Well,
common names
Ferelden's nice.
Marn in particular is sort of on the coast as well, so it's one of like the coastal cities in Ferelden.
Okay. Southeast?
Southeast, yeah. Vintiver's probably about 2 to 3 days travel sort of almost directly north.
Okay. So what do you guys say? We head out after our meal here? If you guys need anything, we're allowed to stop by the armory for any of the, common things. Could probably get enough rations for the road, too.
How long is the trip?
Oh, 2 to 3 days. Not bad.
I mean, personally, I don't need anything, but good stop. There's something you guys need?
Okay.
Go away.
All right. So then, we would probably, or at least I would, just dig into my food as soon as it arrives. And
yeah, right around the time you sort of wrap up that part of the conversation, your food and drink does arrive. The barmaid will turn to Valeria as well as Honora and ask if there's anything else that they could get for them, because they already would have had their food ahead of time.
I'm good for now, thank you.
I think I'm all set.
Very well. And then just sort of hangs around there for a second, just sort of like trying not to seem obvious, but at one point just goes,
what?
Are you sick?
Money. I think he wants money.
I'll take out a couple silver pieces and hand them
you silver?
to, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Her eyes kind of like go a little wide. They're used to getting paid in copper.
I only have 1 silver. I'm not willing to break it right now.
So yeah, so the server thanks you quite a bit, and then just sort of eyes the more noble looking ones, and just
A
says,
miracle, he's cured.
and just says, "Noble's so cheap," and then walks off.
Wait, what? A couple
I'll
silver's
actually-
more than enough. What the heck is their problem?
I'll actually like wink at her too as I give her the silver.
That
No.
she
Just for good measure.
would that be the first part of a seduction check?
I mean,
Sounds like it.
I mean,
Sure.
that is a focus
But
in this game.
that might be the only part of the seduction check.
What was that under again? I think that's under cunning.
No, I think it's fine. We can kidnap her and she'll get Stockholm Syndrome.
Communication.
Oh, it might be under
Oh.
communication. Yeah, it is. Seduction, making winning moves in the game of love. Anyway, she kind of blushes at that, and takes the 2 silver and leaves 1 on the tray, and does a poor job of hiding the fact that she palmed the other one. At least as far as you're concerned, like you think it's quite sloppy, but you do appreciate the attempt, if nothing else.
Yeah, it's always good. You know, you got to practice your skills sometimes.
That's right. We all start somewhere.
Here's a question. Would I know anything about the Dalish elves and their rituals or customs or anything like that? Would I have read about it or knew anyone when I was captured or anything?
Let me just see here what we got. Make a cunning historical lore check. So if you don't have that as a focus, you just make a cunning check.
I have law, I believe, only not historical law. 11 total.
11. You don't know much about them. The main history thing that most people are aware of is back during the age where Andraste was sort of betrayed to the Devinter Imperium. The Dalish elves were among those that were actually on Andraste's side and actually tried to help fight for her cause. So in appreciation of that, the Chantry had granted the Dalish elves some land, essentially, for them to have as their permanent residence, because it's been a long time since they'd had that. However, the elves decided to continue worshiping their pagan gods and refusing to convert to worshiping the Maker and Andraste. So eventually an exalted march was declared against them, where they were driven from that land, and they've been nomadic more or less ever since.
What? Sorry, go ahead, Josh.
I was going to ask, would the people of, what was the name of it? Wintertown go ahead and have been on opposite sides or been ones that would have helped driven them off or anything like that? Any history?
No, you don't think so. I mean, the Exalted March was quite some time ago, like centuries ago.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's nothing necessarily recent, but like the Dalish, the Dalish sort of always carry a bit of a chip on their shoulder, about their situation, and you think that maybe one of them just maybe mouthed off or something.
Okay.
I don't know specifically what your opinion on the elves are, but most people view them as second-class citizens at best, and a problem to be dealt with at worst.
Yeah, I'm very cool with the elves.
You would know I probably buy into some of the stereotypes a little bit. I don't outright hate them or anything like that. I probably just think there's truth to the fact that they are a little more wild and uncontrollable.
Yeah, you probably believe that it's 100% their fault.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when you say the I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just.
We'll go with Guillaume, because he did try to say something earlier.
Rock, paper, scissors.
When you say that the elves worship their pagan gods, what gods are they?
So you don't know.
Is there too many to list?
There's like 8.
Yeah, there's all. They basically have like different. It's
I forget.
What is it? It's like a polytheistic religion. So they have, I think, was it Fenrir is the god of the? Is that the god of the hunt?
Yeah, I can't remember. I was just about to start playing the games again too.
Yeah, I started Origins a little while ago, but I picked a human this time.
Inquisition does a better job diving into it a little bit, whereas
It does,
Origins gives you just like real surface level, unless you go through the Dalish storyline.
Yeah. And Dragon Age 2 gives you like nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all about.
Highly
mages.
recommend you buy the actual games and don't pirate them, everyone. Thank you.
Get Xbox Game Pass, you can play them all.
Yeah, or you can get them on Good Old Games. That's where I got Dragon Age Origins anyway. Well, I have it on the Xbox, but also anyway. Yeah, so they have like a polytheistic religion of their old gods, and you being from Orlais, you are firmly on the side of the one true God, being the Maker and his prophet Andraste. Yeah.
Thank the Maker.
Praise the Maker. All right, so you're Oh, sorry. Yeah, you want to say something?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay. Yeah. So you have your meal, and is there anything else you want to wrap up in town? Now is the time.
I think I'm all set. I've got everything I need as long as we have enough rations for the road. I think I'm okay. Do we have torches?
I have a lantern and 4 pints of oil.
Excellent. Then you hold that, and I can see, and we're all good.
Yeah, I think you're all human, actually. So,
Should we get a couple more torches, perhaps? I mean, I
have
have
some. I can
have a-
share.
a candle, but that's it.
I mean, that candle will light up my small tent real well.
The candle is not going anywhere near your tent, honey.
How many of us have tents?
probably just the noble.
I have a tent as well.
Oh, do you?
Yes. I was just wondering if we all had tents for some reason.
No, just apparently the hoity-toity ones in the group.
Well, when it rains, Valeria, have fun sleeping on the ground.
Oh, it never rains in Ferelden. A place that our legions say always smells like wet dog.
It'll be refreshing.
Speaking of wet dog, are there any Mabari around?
There are Mabari, yes.
So
They're
as we
Are you
walk by Mabari, I look at the owners and ask to pet them. And any owners that let me, I will pet their Mabari.
So, I mean, well, you know enough that, like, the Mabari, if they want to be petted, you sort of ask them. I mean,
That's
like,
true.
Like Mabari and Ferelden are treated almost as equals.
As their own citizens.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, they won't stop you. They're commoners. You're nobility. The
love
lowest rung of nobility, but you're nobility.
Yeah, yeah.
So if they'll accept that, if the dogs will accept that, then
Awesome. Then I will do that. One day I hope to have my own Mabari.
oh, they're the best. Fiercely loyal, incredibly intelligent. They're more a member of the family than, well, I shouldn't say too much.
I understand. All right. So what do you guys say, companions? We good? Do you need anything else? Valeria does not have any interest in any tents, so she must be fine.
Good.
Yeah, I think I'm all set.
All right. What
What
about
did
you,
we
Guillaume?
say it would take us to get there?
2 to 3 days. You know, so chances of sleeping in the rain are, probably 1 in 3.
That's actually a good point. Do we know if there's any trouble along these roads?
You're with me. There's no trouble.
I hope so.
Oh, and Guillaume. Yeah, there's no trouble with us, too. I'm totally
There's
setting
always
it up to
a
screw up.
risk. So I mean, you're fully aware that there's always a risk whenever you travel.
I think you two are the trouble at the end of the day.
We
I
can
hope
be.
it rains. Maybe I'll have a chance to bathe.
That explains a great deal, actually. A great deal.
Yeah, one thing that Guillaume has noticed is that the Ferelden hygiene regimen is not nearly as intense or regular as you would sort of hope.
It's a
Yeah, and I
welcome
probably
change.
bathe more than most, and it's still not enough.
It's a welcome change from where I'm from.
Yeah, you haven't smelled like perfume since you've left. All right, so you make your way to the gates of Guaran. One of the guards there has basically like a bundle for you. Inside is 2 days worth of traveling rations for each of you,
Okay.
as well as 3 torches.
For each of us?
No, just 3 torches.
Oh, 3 torches total.
Yeah.
I will disperse the torches to the other 3.
I have my own.
Oh. Then I will give 2 to Valeria.
I'm so excited. Thank you.
Trying to impress her with your gifts.
Yes. It's the little things that count.
That's right.
I have my lantern already.
Fine, I'll take yours then, Honora.
You might need it inside the tent if it's raining too hard at night.
No,
Yeah,
I'm not going to
open.
burn my tent down.
I was gonna say open flame inside of a canvas tent. What's the worst that can happen?
It's a terrible idea.
Nothing if you're good with it. Bring up my bushcraft skills here. Camping out in the woods up in Northern California. Bring it all back.
All right, so as you set out, as much as you like being in town, the feeling of being out in the open road and just being able to do your own thing, it always there's always this feeling almost of like a weight lifting off your shoulders once you sort of exit the gates. The first day's travel goes by pretty uneventfully. You do pass by a couple of merchant wagons on the road, sort of as they're making their rounds. So for camping, I do need to know what you're doing for watches, just as a standard procedure. Not like we're not gonna have to go over this every single time, but just basically how many watches, who typically takes which ones.
I normally have one and it's a Rolex.
I'll take the first watch.
Or
I'll probably always take the first watch because I'm probably more of a night person.
Yeah. Okay. So Sir Langdon, how many watches do you want to have?
4 2 hours each.
Yeah, I
Sure.
think that sounds fine.
Because you're more of a night person? What do you mean? Like, I figured you'd go to bed at like 8 o'clock.
yeah,
But you have to
that's
remember
kinda-
he's a noble.
No,
He's more
I'm
of a night
Ferelden.
person.
Nobles in Ferelden are not like nobles in No, I would think my guy's a night owl.
Okay.
I'll go last because I have a frying pan and I can make everyone breakfast in the morning.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay, well, I'll go third.
Okay.
Well, I'll take what's left.
All right.
And
Perfect.
now here's the kicker. Every time I'm not injured, I will definitely wake up early, though.
All right. Fair enough. And when you're traveling along the road, standard marching order.
I'm always in the front.
I'll be in the middle, somewhat.
I would guess that I'm probably in the back, just so I can hide better.
Okay, so that would put, because Honora said third. Yeah. All right. So the two warriors are basically up front.
That sounds about right to me.
Okay. Cool. All right. Yeah. So the first night passes by peacefully. It mists, but it doesn't quite rain.
How unfortunate.
The next day, however, it's like sort of after you break camp, but an hour after you start walking, that's when the rain does actually start. And it's pretty decently heavy. So it's to the point where you're probably only making about, your progress is about half as much as you might normally, just because it's a muddy road and you're starting to sink in as you're walking.
I'm so glad that you brought that tent with you. It's doing so much good as we walk down this road.
Tonight when we go to sleep, it'll do me a lot of good. It doesn't. Come on. Did you hit your head as a child? You know tents don't help while walking down the road.
You're gonna sleep in a mud puddle. How's that gonna help you?
I have a bedroll too.
It's just gonna get covered in mud. It'll be 20 pounds heavier tomorrow.
There are also some trees and brambles we can cut down and stack on top of themselves and use that as a lower layer. I think we'll be all right.
See, Honora's got the right idea.
So, when we're walking, as soon as we left town, when we're walking on the road, I would have taken my cloak and kind of covered my face. And we go by the merchants, so I would not look at them directly in the eye. Always kind of covering my face.
So you are trying somewhat to hide your...
Yeah, not to the full extent at this point, but, at least.
Okay. So about midday now, you continue to walk. I need, each of you, I guess, can make a perception seeing or hearing check. Or just perception if you don't have a focus in any of those.
I forget. Is that cunning?
Do we just roll all 3d6?
No, perception.
Yeah.
Perception is its own
It's
attribute.
its own. Okay.
Yeah.
And then just add our rating bonus to whatever we roll, right?
Yep. And if you have a focus, you add an additional +2.
15.
15 total.
15, okay, 15.
12.
Okay.
10, but I got doubles, if that matters.
I did too.
Well, let's take a look at the exploration stunts.
I got 5 of those bad boys.
Okay. So what'd you get on your dragon die?
3.
3, okay. So you have 3 points that you can spend. So exploration stunts. For 1 point, you have advantageous positioning. You make your discovery from an advantageous position of your choice. That position, however, can't be more than 2 yards from where you normally would have been. Efficient search, and if any resources, you're just looking, so you're not spending any resource there. Speedy search, do it in half the time. That's not really going to apply. That makes me wonder. You may immediately make another perception test at no additional cost in time or resources to discover more information about your surroundings or the object of your test. This bonus test must use different focus from the first, however, and doubles on the bonus test do not give rise to stunt points. So as you're rounding this bend, you actually see what looks like an overturned wagon. With your 3, you can try to make another check, that makes me wonder, or you can look at the object of your attention to receive a +1 bonus on further tests to examine or perceive additional aspects of the object of your test.
Yeah, I'm gonna examine the cart closer. So I would make another perception roll.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. And you get an extra plus. So are you doing the object of your attention?
Oh,
that'll
yes.
give you an extra +1. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going to do 2. While he's doing that, can I do advantageous positioning?
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of take a flanking position. And then also, with a flourish, the manner of my success is impressive to those who are nearby to watch you. You have a +1 bonus to oppose tests against them until the time or venue changes.
Okay. So you make
Hear
an
that,
observation with...
You are impressed.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a 14. I got doubles again.
Okay, the doubles don't for this. Oh, this isn't the other one. Yeah. Okay. So you see, as you're sort of looking around with your second test, what you actually notice is that it looks like you don't see any obvious cause of the cart tipping over. Like, it doesn't look like there was a bump on the road. You don't see like any of skid tracks where the thing was out of control. It just looks like it was brought out here and then dumped over.
Appears to be a ruse. And I reach in to my cloak and pull out my plaster mask and put it over my face.
Okay.
You said that out loud. It appears to be a ruse.
Yes.
I'm going to go ahead and reach into my pouch and pull out my quill.
I too am going to pull out my bow, point it in the direction of the cart.
Okay.
To stop moving.
The exact opposite direction of the cart.
Do we see any footprints in the mud near this cart?
Make a perception tracking check.
Okay. And then it says I have a +1 to oppose test. I'm assuming I didn't need to do an opposed here.
Not for this, but for example, if you were trying to
8.
make a check against like stealth, you would get a bonus to that one.
Yeah, I rolled an 8 with doubles again, but I only had 1 point, so I would just do advantageous positioning again.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you don't see anything.
Okay.
It's been raining pretty heavily, so if they're not super recent, then they may have washed away.
Or I'm sorry, that would have been 10, but yeah, still probably fails.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so you're up basically at the cart, right, to examine it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the two warriors are sort of examining the cart. And so, Honora, you said you were chronicling this?
No, I'm going ahead and I'm keeping an eye out on the opposite direction of the cart.
Okay. Give me another perception.
Oh, you make me do that. 4, 4, 6, and 2, so 16 in doubles.
Okay. Yeah, you actually, so as you're like this sort of like a forested, lightly forested area, you see like some rocks and stuff on the side of the road as well. You actually notice that like as you were sort of walking past, focusing more on the cart than anything else, you turn back around behind you and you see what looks like a couple of individuals wearing like a light mail sort of coming around from cover on the sides of the road.
Can we help you?
They have short bows drawn and arrows at the ready.
I'm going to say that loud enough everyone can hear it.
Sure.
Do these look like humans or elves?
Well, you don't see them yet.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So we're going to do initiative at this point. So that is a dexterity check. If you have the focus, you get an extra +2.
I wanted to ask about the exploration. Would I have had stunts available for the doubles?
Yep, absolutely.
Could I use the upper hand?
If your discoveries lead to combat within a moment or two, yes, you can. Absolutely.
Now, I rolled really well. 12, 17, 19 with doubles. Does this count as a combat stunt? Or does this count as exploration?
That is a good question. Technically,
I
it
also
starts
had that
combat, but I don't.
Same question.
Yeah. The problem is that you didn't actually see them.
Right.
So I'm going to go with exploration because, like, you heard your friend call out, but you still haven't seen anyone yet.
Then I'm going to do advantageous positioning again.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to do the upper hand, so I get an additional +3 to my initiative roll, which will put it at like 20-something, and I'm sure I'm going first.
Okay, so that would give you 22, right? Because you said he had a 19?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So how do you want to position yourself? So you're basically right next to the cart at this point.
Yeah, I would position myself, assuming I can see where Honora is looking, I would probably try to keep myself hidden, but wherever Honora is looking, put myself kind of in front of her. So if there's like a tree, be in front of her, but still possibly behind the tree where she is looking, and readying to attack with my my two-handed axe.
Okay, yeah, so you could basically, as you hear her say something, you can duck right in front of her.
Yeah.
Okay, Guillaume, your initiative.
8. Do doubles count on that or no?
Yeah, you can do like exploration stuff if you wish.
Okay, I just had 1 point, so I will do the advantageous positioning.
Okay, and where do you want to position yourself?
I'm going to position myself between like me and like the wheels of the cart and like try to get some kind of cover.
Okay, sure. Yeah, you kind of crouch down just a little bit. So if you do get shot at with arrows, it will be more difficult from the position that everybody else is looking at. Okay, and sorry, your initiative again, you said it was 10?
My initiative was 8.
Oh, 8, sorry, okay. Honora, your initiative?
15.
15. Valeria?
I got a 20.
Oof, okay.
And I will also utilize advantageous positioning. Could I get some? Is there anything? I know I'm not up by where the cart is yet. Are there any like trees that I could maybe take like partial cover behind, but still be able to shoot around?
Yeah, absolutely. Just off to the side of the road.
Yeah, I'll go with that. And just because I have extra points and I feel like she's an excessive person. I'll also go with with a flourish. So it's exceptionally impressive to everybody else. So I imagine that she kind of flips around, sidesteps in some sort of bizarre little twirl behind this tree. You know, just being
like
a little
full on
excessive.
parkour combat rolls.
Yeah, you know. I mean, why do things in simple ways when, you know,
You can
you
do it
She
with
used to
some
play
impressive.
Pathfinder with, that crazy skill she has there, panache.
Yeah.
Whatever. Don't hate on it.
I'm not. It's great.
I kill everything in that game.
No,
You know.
I thought our half orc friend did.
Yeah, I mean, well, he's dead on the ground.
We'll find out Friday. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
In that game, I'm doing great with my pacifist run.
All right. So yes. So Sir Langdon, you do get to go first.
So, yeah.
Well, yeah. You can sort of like they're ducking out from behind the cover now. So after you sort of reposition yourself, what you notice is looks like two human brigands, for lack of a better term. They have short bows drawn, and they look like they're about ready to fire on your position. And they're only a few yards from where you're standing.
Okay. Do they, other than having bows drawn on us, have they done anything else threatening?
Not at the moment, no.
I will speak up and say, I am a knight of Ferelden. I suggest you lower your bows from behind the tree I'm at.
Okay. Do you want to make a communication?
Could I use... I have intimidation. Could I use that? And that gives me a +2, correct? Because it's a focus.
Yes, it does, yeah.
Okay. 10, 13 plus 8 is 21.
21. So they call back, saying, our quarrel's not with you, but with your friend.
Well, my friend is with a knight of Ferelden. Need I say more?
If you wish to resolve this peacefully, you will simply hand him over to us, and you can be on your way. There's more than just the two of us.
There's more than just us as well.
Well, so be it.
All right. I would assume that would have used my action, though.
I would say that would have taken your... what do we got here? I forget the term. I forget the terminology in this.
The
Minor and major actions.
Minor action, yeah. That would have used your
Okay.
minor action.
Then I will charge at the guy who was talking.
Sure.
And then that gives me a +1 to attack with my two-handed axe. So +5 then. Okay, so 11, 12, 13, 14. +5. So 19 to hit.
Oh, yeah. That definitely hits.
And I'm going straight for the neck. I don't do well with threats. So
Fair enough.
9, 12, 16 points of damage as I swing for the neck.
16?
Yep. It's a
Okay.
3d6 +4.
Yeah, all right. Well, their armor affects some of that.
Yeah, I expected as much.
Yeah. So, yeah, that actually buries like pretty deep into his, like, you sort of catch him in the shoulder. And you just see the color drain from his face. And sort of like this panic sort of overtake him for a moment. But he does collect himself, and he sort of determines or steels himself against the situation.
Rethink your decision.
And yeah.
Oui, monsieur.
All right. Up next is Valeria.
Oh, Langdon, you tried so hard.
So before you do anything, I'll let you make another free perception check.
Oh.
I wish I rolled doubles. He would have been so dead.
13.
Okay. Yeah, you actually see more behind you.
How? Oh, behind me?
Mm-hmm.
So on the other side of the cart?
Yeah, you're sort of pincered.
Oh, okay. Approximately how many are we looking at in total at this point?
You see 2 more on your side of the road.
Oh, so this is just 1 for 1. Okay. I feel rather good about that. Actually, and Valeria has this arrow knocked in her longbow already, and she's gonna shoot at the guy that Langdon was attempting to kill, but did not succeed.
You're gonna kill Steel, are you?
Right over my ear, just like some old Beckme stuff that we did.
Yeah.
That is the tradition.
How would I know if I have a plus on my roll or not?
So you use your dexterity, I believe, for the attack rolls.
Yes.
Okay.
But I think you add your perception to damage, if I recall correctly.
Okay. Well, I have my plus to damage written down, but I didn't have.
It would still.
So you would add your dex score as a modifier.
Okay.
For to hit,
Perfect.
and then perception
For to hit,
to damage. Yep.
So that 12.
Really low.
I think that still does it though. Hold on, because like a genius, I closed the book. Defense 12. You still hit.
All right. Well, I am going to use 2 combat stun points to do a mighty blow on top of that.
Okay.
So that's
an extra d6.
So that is 11 points of damage.
Okay, so you come in and slash him with your axe. Tell him to reconsider. He starts to say that he will never, but as soon as he opens his mouth, this arrow whizzes past your head and lodges directly into his mouth, through his throat and out the other side, and his body just crumples to the ground in front of you.
You hear that? He said he was never going to attack us again, and you shot him. Damn it!
Valeria looks over at Guillaume and smiles, and she says, "That's 1."
One stolen kill?
With 1 kill.
All right. So now we come to Anora and one of the brigands. What's your dexterity, Anora?
My dexterity is 27. No, it's 2.
I was going to say, that's pretty impressive, considering 5 is considered a really high score.
I'm a rogue.
Okay. All right, just roll a d6 for me and tell me what you get.
5.
God, okay, roll another d6 and tell me what you get.
5.
All right, you know what? You go first.
Okay. Where are the 2 who are behind us located?
So you still see the one that was that you initially spotted that's on the other side of the road that hasn't been attacked yet. You can turn around and you actually see, because they've all sort of stepped out from behind cover now. So you actually see 4 ahead of you, 2 on each side of the road. However, on your left side, one of the ones in the back is actually wearing light mail instead of the leather armor that the rest of them are wearing. And he's actually carrying what looks like a 2-handed sword.
How close is he to the other guy next to him?
So he is...
I need positioning in yards.
Yeah, I think, was it 2 yards is a square?
Yes.
Right, so 2, 4, so 6 yards away. 6 yards between the 2 of them.
Okay, and how far are they from me?
2, 4, 6, 8. 8 yards from you. The closest one is 8 yards from you.
And he's the one in leather, correct?
He's the one in leather, yeah.
Would you please reconsider this? It's not in your best interest. I'm just asking him real fast. Does he have any reaction?
His reaction is that a job's a job.
I had a bad feeling you'd say that. And I'm going to walk towards him until I'm 2 yards away. And I'm going to line it up so I have him and the chainmail guy next to me, so right in a straight line. And
Okay.
I'm going to cast Flame Blast.
Oof.
Pull out my quill and go.
All right, so make your casting check to see if you actually
Yes.
cast the spell.
Have to do, even without my modifier, I beat it.
Yeah, I think it's what 10's the target number.
12 for Flame Blast.
Oh, 12? Okay.
And that costs 3. God, I wish this place had a good area to mark down how much mana you used. I'm just going to write that down in the middle of nowhere. Okay, so I'm going to Flame Blast, and it's 2d6 damage, and they can give me a dexterity saving throw.
So it's like a dex check against your spell power, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
and my spell power is 14.
14? Okay. So the guy in leather, he fails.
Okay.
But the guy in the light mail, he passed.
The guy in leather takes. I'm sorry, I'm still getting used to the spellcasting.
No, that's all right.
It is 7 plus 1, so 8 points of damage.
Okay.
I don't think I had my spellcasting ability modifier to that. And the guy in chain takes 6 points of damage.
6 points, okay.
It would really mean a lot if we didn't get involved in this. Me, please?
Yeah, they really weren't expecting a burst of flame to come from you. So you actually hear them yell apostate. Light mail. I'm reading. Okay. Yeah, the guy in light mail, he barely looks affected.
I
Well,
tried
that
to
does it,
warn
guys.
you.
They all have to die.
Yeah, they do.
All right.
I
So
tried not
so he's gonna go now. So to
I love the rings, Josh.
to. Thank you. It fit. It fit.
all right. So he moves, and he's actually he ignores you. He just says the Templars will deal with you, and he moves towards Sir Guillaume.
Yeah, they keep trying to deal with me, asshole.
So he's got his two-handed sword drawn, and he tries to take a swing at you as you're sort of like ducking in the wagon. So because it's a big blade that he's trying to get at you, I will give you like a +1 to your defense number.
Hey, we'll see if that actually matters.
All right, so 7, 9 plus 2, that's only 11.
Nope.
Okay, so yeah, the sword just like sinks into the wooden wagon above you, and you can see like just a look of absolute frustration in this guy's eyes. But that was his turn. So after that, we are going to go to the other brigands. Yeah, they got a 10. You have an 8. So they're going to fire with their short bows. So one of them, the one that got hit with the fire blast, he's going to attack Nora. The one that's down where Sir Langdon is will attack him. One of them will attack, but basically you're each getting attacked by one because there's 4 of them now. And
That's fine.
4
I'm not worried about it.
All right. So on Sir Langdon,
Yeah, bring it.
that is 13
That hits.
against your defense. Okay.
Let's see if it gets through my armor, though.
Well, we'll say.
What's it hit me with?
Short bow.
Yeah. Okay.
There's a chance. It's not a great chance, but there's a chance. I did do 8 damage.
Oh, I take 1 point of damage. You son of a punk.
Yeah, I had to roll max.
So
to do
this
that, by the way.
arrow, like, I imagine it goes like right in the joint, but like the joint even stops it from fully penetrating still, and it just barely nicks me, and I can tell. I'm like, damn it, I'm gonna bleed on my undershirt.
Yeah, it basically just broke the skin,
Yeah.
like just enough to cause a
Like
little bit of bleeding.
cut. Stings.
Basically, yeah, it's not even deep enough. Yeah, it's so shallow that it stings. All right, on Honora.
Yes.
That is 12 versus your defense.
That is 12. It is.
Okay, so 1d6 plus 2. Ooh, you also take 8.
I unfortunately did not have time to use my armor spell, so I take all of it.
Rock armor has like hours duration. I would be kind enough to let you have cast that when you first saw the overturned cart.
Okay, then, so it would be a reduction of 4. I'm really not sure how this armor works.
So the first thing I have to determine is how much mana you want to spend on it.
Okay.
Because it's variable. The more mana you spend, the longer it lasts.
Okay, that's why I was confused.
Yeah, so it's a minimum of 3, and 3 will give you 1 hour.
Yeah. I'd have probably spent. I'd probably spend only 3 for this right now. Then.
Okay, so that'll give you 3 hours of rock armor.
Okay.
Yeah, so that gives you an armor rating equal to your magic ability. Yeah, so
4.
okay, so you take 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is so confusing. I love it.
Yeah, I've been reading like 3 or 4 different role-playing games this week, so it's really jumbling together in my brain. All right, so Honora, one of the ones sort of in behind you, or not Honora, sorry, Valeria. You see an arrow sort of whizzing towards you, and that's 12 as well.
That will do it, I think.
Okay. And I rolled doubles, so I get 4 whole stunt points to play with.
What you gonna do with those?
Well, I'm going to take a look and see what their favored stunts are, because you really should start with that for monsters.
I start with that for myself.
Lightning attack and lightning attack. Where's that one? 3 points. You can make a second attack against the same enemy or a different one.
Using a bow?
Yeah, so he's going to do skirmish attack and rapid reload. So he gets to reload the weapon for free, which I think he can with the bow anyway. But there's nothing else I really want to spend that 1 point on, so he's going to do it with some flair as well. So second attack. Second attack is a 13, so you get hit twice. For 7, and then another 4, so you take 11 damage total.
It was 7 and then 4.
And then 4. Oh, right, yeah. So your armor, right? I should give you those 2 separately, or you just subtract twice your armor rating, however you want to do it.
All right.
And then you hear him yell out, like, "That's how you shoot a bow."
Oh, come on. That was pathetic. Barely hit me. Barely hit me.
Well, I'm glad you said it twice, because that's how many times I hit you. And then on
This guy hit me pretty good. I didn't really like it very much.
and then on Gilum, that is probably going to miss, because that is an 11 total.
Correct.
Okay, it's your turn now.
All right, so I got the big guy with the two-handed sword. He just took a swing at me.
Mhm.
So I do have a shield, so I would assume that I guess take that out.
I would assume you probably would have had it.
So I don't know if you realize this either. You guys can do a guard up minor action, and it gives you a +1 or a +2 to defense, but it also makes you a -1 or a -2 to attack. You get to decide. Just so you guys know. Sorry, I'm not trying to throw you off there, Draven.
Oh no worries. I just that's
figured
good.
the warrior might want to know that at least.
Yeah.
So I grab my mace and I'm going to club him with it.
Okay. Oh yeah, there's guard up. Okay.
All right. So no doubles, unfortunately, but I did get 14, and you add your...
You would be adding your strength.
Yep, 17.
Yeah, that'll definitely do it.
Okay. And then the damage, do you add anything to the damage besides the dice?
The dice, any number that it gives you there, and because it's a melee weapon, you're adding your strength again.
Okay, so it would be 8 damage.
8, okay. So his armor does absorb some of that. But you do kind of knock the wind out of him temporarily.
Feel the wrath of my moss.
The only one who will be feeling wrath will be you. Exile. And then with that, we go to the top of the order. Sir Langdon.
These are Orlesian hitmen, I think. Who am I close to a guy who looks like he's wearing the most armor?
So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So you'd have to move 12 yards to get to him, the big guy.
Well, I only have 9 of movement, so yeah, that's not happening.
That will get you into melee range with the guy who shot you.
Okay, then yeah, let's do that. I'll take him out. Nobody else is on him?
Nope.
Okay, perfect. Okay, well, I'm probably going to hit, but no doubles, unfortunately. That's 13.
Yep.
17. Okay, so then I'll just roll my damage.
12's the magic number for these guys.
All right. For 14 points of damage from my two-handed axe. So I imagine I run over, and as I run over, I kind of swing in an upward motion, aiming for under his ribcage if I can.
Yeah, you nail him pretty hard. 14 damage?
Yep.
Good God.
3d6 plus 4, baby.
Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, he staggers back. And yeah, he you heard bones shatter as you struck him. But he does.
To the heart, though.
Yeah, he didn't get to the heart, and he does sort of steady himself, like he catches himself, and he'll drop the bow when he gets his time. But you sort of see that he's reaching for his short sword. And then that was your turn, Valeria.
Oh, I do want to say I'm doing guard up as well with a +1 to defense.
Okay, how far away is the guy who shot me?
So 2, 4, 6, 8. He's 10 yards away.
Oh, that's too far. Okay. The
movement distance?
How? Oh, okay. So Langdon's fighting with somebody else now.
Yes, he almost killed another person.
Oh, perfect. You lined that up for me. So I will go ahead then, and I'm going to use my minor action to aim really quick, and then I'm going to shoot at that guy that he's fighting right now.
Okay. So aim gives you a +1 on your attack.
14.
That'll hit.
And is there anybody? Oh wait, never mind.
He's the only one down on that.
He's the only one next to him. That's okay.
Well, unless you'd want to consider friendly fire, but I don't recommend it.
I don't recommend
well,
it won't end well for you.
Or within. Actually, is there anybody else within 6 yards?
No, everyone else is sort of well above you.
Okay. I'm looking at these combat stunts.
We are noob, everyone. Forgive us.
Okay.
Well, this is the first time I've run Dragon Age in almost 2 years.
So I'm going to use, I have 4 combat points. So I'm going to do Mighty Blow again on him.
Okay.
So that is a total of 8 points of damage to him.
Okay, so that's, he survives because of his armor.
Ha ha! Steal that.
Dang. And then I am going to yell at the guy. I'm going to use taunt. And I'm going to yell at the guy who shot me. And I'm going to say, would you too like one of these arrows?
All right. So you must make an opposed check versus their self-discipline.
A 2 arrow.
That's not a bad roll. I don't know what they get for willpower.
I got a 16.
Willpower is 0. You got 16? Okay.
Yeah.
I got a 13. So you succeed, which means that he suffers a -1 penalty to attack rolls and casting rolls on his next turn.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. So like you just hear him like, his voice like shaky is like you can see like the bows sort of quivering in his hand. And he says, "I'm not scared."
You just keep telling yourself that.
So that's your turn?
Yep.
All right, Honora.
Yes. I'm going to look at the one who shot me because he's a dick.
Fair enough.
And I'm going to pull out my quill, point it at him, and use my Arcane Lance ability.
Sure.
Let me see. I think it's a roll to it.
Yep.
Well,
and that's okay. I was gonna say that's like a basically like a weapon attack, so you can use combat stunts for that if you roll doubles.
That's an 18.
Oh yeah. Oh
plus
Jesus.
4. So that's all the hit and damage in the world. So that's doubles as well of 6. So,
okay.
How's he looking?
Sorry, was that the damage or was that your casting check?
That was my attack roll.
Okay. So he was still okay after taking the flame blast, but you do have 6 stunt points.
Yes.
And you can use the combat stunts.
Okay. So it's combat or spell, or just combat for this?
I would say combat because you're not actually spending mana to use Arcane Lance.
Okay. Let's go with... Yeah, that'll work. I'm going to start off with doing a Mighty Blow using 2 of them. So it's an extra 1d6 damage.
Okay.
So that's 11 and 4. So 15 damage to him.
Oof, okay. All right.
How's he looking?
On a scale of 1 to 18, he's 1.
Damn it. Okay, that's fine. And then I still have 4 of these things. Let's go with oh damn it, lightning attack.
Okay.
Hit him again. That's 9 plus that's 14 to hit.
Yeah, that still hits. So
I think he's down.
more than likely, but just roll just in case.
9 damage.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So the Arcane Lance just like pierces, it just blasts like a clean hole right through him. And down he goes.
They say the pen isn't mightier than the sword.
It is in this case. All right, so the big guy's going to go. So he's going to once again attack.
Can I use my guard
oh,
up?
Sorry?
Can I use my minor action to guard up?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, I will do that for +2 to my defense.
Oh, perfect. All right, yeah, so the big guy's going to go after Guillaume. 15 for the attack roll.
That hits.
Okay. And the two-handed sword. 6 plus 2. Sorry, plus 3. So that is 11. You take 14 damage minus your armor rating.
All right.
And that was his action. So next we go to the remaining brigands. So the one that was sort of like shaky is going to try to attack Valeria. Maybe. 12?
Just barely.
Okay, and I rolled doubles with 5 for the dragon die. So that's going to be a lethal attack for 3d6.
It's going well for me over here.
Well, that's like, I mean, if you want to get all the kills, you have to be willing to take all the damage.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No.
course.
Keep going.
Like that's one thing I've learned.
This is the big guy?
Mhm.
No, this is one of
The weak
the ones in leather. Yeah.
Someone on her level.
Yeah, so that's 5.
I'm sorry. Who's killed people and who hasn't killed people?
Oh.
Because
I just set him up for you.
I killed someone by myself.
Perception +1. Okay, so you take 9 damage. Subtract whatever your armor rating is.
okay.
Yeah, it like lethal blow sounds intimidating, but when you roll a 1 and a 2, it's really not that intimidating. All right, so then we go to Guillaume.
Okay, so he just hit me, so I will return the favor.
Okay.
Big money. No doubles, but that is a 16 to hit.
Oh yeah.
Another 8 damage.
Okay. Yeah, this guy's pretty tough. His armor's absorbing quite a bit of the damage.
Okay, so I can minor action. Can I take guard up? Is that?
Yep.
Okay. And whatever it is, the negative to my attack, however much I take, is that how it works?
Yes, I think it's between 1 and 2, isn't it?
Right. Okay. So if I take 2 points, then it's -2 when I attack.
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay, that's what I'll do.
All right, perfect. Yes, top of the order, Sir Langdon.
Yep. So am I still close to the one guy that I attacked last time, or did she drop him? She didn't.
No, he's still there. Yeah. By the slimmest of margins.
I severely injured him, but I don't want to,
Is the
I don't
big
want
guy
to be the
near me?
only one killing people.
She pulled her punch. The big guy is, so I think he's still 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, he's still 12 yards away from you.
Okay, I'm not gonna worry about him then. I'm gonna finish this guy off then.
Okay.
For 15 to hit. 15 to hit.
Yes.
All right. No doubles. For 15 points of damage.
Okay, yeah. Well, he had 1, so I think you got him.
Yeah, so I'm going to finish the same chop through. So I go, and as I do it, I rip up through his chest, and it just splits open sideways like that, exposing his innards. And as he falls backwards, I point down at him and I say, Enora, stop talking trash or you're next. And then I turn my sights over to the big guy and I say,
Nora?
I'm coming for you.
Yeah, Nora.
Yeah.
Quit talking trash over
Or I mean,
there.
Valeria. Sorry, Valeria. I don't say the wrong name. I say the correct name. And then I turn over to the big guy and I say, you're next.
Okay.
I have to roll self-discipline to see if I'm emotionally damaged from being told I did something wrong.
You were called out.
So do you wish to use your minor action to move?
Yes, because I can't close the distance. But I will only move half the distance.
Okay. The big guy's the closest one to you.
Yep, I'm only moving half the distance though.
Okay, so how many yards?
I think you said he's 12 yards, so I'm moving 6.
6, okay. Okay, cool. Valeria.
All right. Well, I guess I'm going to shoot this annoying character who continues to bother me with his arrows.
Oh, phew. I didn't know where that was going.
So 15.
Yes.
All right.
I think that's the first time he's actually been attacked.
Yes, that's correct. At least I haven't hit him before. So I also have 5 combat stunt points. So we can use the same stunt point multiple times if we want to, correct?
I don't think so. Mainly just because it wouldn't, like, lethal blow wouldn't make sense.
Okay.
Where it's 5 points to do an extra 2d6 versus mighty blow, which is 2 points to do 1d6.
Okay, that's what we weren't sure about.
Yeah, so I would say no. They have to be separate stunts. I will look into that though for next session just in case.
Okay, no problem. So I will actually go with mighty blow, and I'll take the extra d6 of damage for the first one. So that is 9 points of damage.
Okay.
And then I will use knock prone and skirmish. So Valeria knocks this arrow, hits him in the shoulder, which with so much force that he actually falls to the ground. And then I'll use skirmish to move myself 2 yards forward.
Towards him?
Yes.
Okay.
And then can I use a minor action to move up a little bit more?
Absolutely.
So I can use my speed?
Yep, up to your speed. So he is 2, 4, 6. So he's 8 yards away from you.
Okay. And so I moved after the 2. So I will actually move up 6 yards.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so you close the distance on him. You're not quite in melee range, but you're close. And then we're going to go to Anora.
How many are left? Are there still the 2 over here?
Yeah, so there's the big guy, as well as the archer that's been shooting at Guillaume, who hasn't. That archer hasn't been hit at all yet either.
Okay.
And then there's the other one, sort of off in the distance, who just got knocked prone and has Valeria closing in on him.
Okay.
With a look of murderous intent on her face, I'm sure.
Where are is the big guy and the other guy located?
2 and 4 yards from where you are standing currently.
Okay.
Or sorry, 4 and 6. 4 and 6. There's a gap between you.
Would I be able to make my 8-yard line to hit both of them and not hit any of the allies?
Yes, you can. So,
excellent. I am going to fire burst them both again, because everyone needs to die. They can't know I was here. Okay, and how do doubles work for my spell casting?
So you've got spell stunts.
Okay.
Just a second here. I've got the game aid card in front of me. So we're just looking at the basic spell stunts.
Yes.
So for so there's one option you can do. You can spend one, 2, or 3 of your stun points on to reduce the casting cost by the same number. You have skillful casting, so reduce the mana cost of the spell by 1, which can reduce it to 0. The other one cannot. Mighty spell, so if it does damage, one target of your spell can take an extra d6.
Yep.
You can, for 3 points, so that the mighty spell was 2. For 3 points, you can throw up a mana shield. You use residual mana of the spell casting to temporarily give you a protective shield, which gives you +2 to defense.
Okay.
Fast casting for 4. After you resolve the spell, you can immediately cast another spell. The second spell must have a casting time of major action or a minor action. If you roll doubles on that one, you don't get any more points. And for 4 points as well, 4 stun points, imposing spell. The effect of the spell is much more dramatic than usual. Until the beginning of your next turn, anyone attempting to make a melee attack against you must make a willpower courage test against the target number of 10 plus your magic ability. Those who fail must move or defend instead.
Okay, I think I see how I'm doing this. So I rolled a 17 for my spell for it to work.
Mhm.
And I'm going to start with Mighty Spell
Okay.
on it as well. So that's 3d6 or 2d6 if they pass the dex save.
No. They both
so
failed.
that is 14 damage each.
Okay. So which one of the two gets the extra d6? Because it's only one of them.
I'm going to give it to the one in chainmail.
Okay. So how much does he? So how much? Sorry. How much was the regular damage again?
The regular one is 10, and then the third die is another. No, the regular is 11, and then the third one is 14.
14. Okay. Cool.
And how are they looking?
So that hit them both pretty decently.
Okay.
They're both still okay. Like they're not like at the point where you think a slight breeze will knock them over.
Then I'll use fast casting to hit them both again.
Okay.
Yep, that's that's a 15, which passes that, and that's again the dex save of 14 or higher.
Okay. Nope. And no.
12 damage to both of them.
12. Okay. So that one takes.
I really didn't want to have to do this, guys.
Yeah, they they are both. So all three of them right now to metagame all have the exact same hit point total. All three enemies. And they're not very high.
Would you like to stop now and just surrender?
You could try to make an intimidation check
Oh, yes, I'm the most intimidating person ever.
with your strength.
My strength.
Intimidate's a strength skill, yeah.
Yeah, I got 0 there. Let's see what happens. I really don't want to.
That's why I went for Intimidate earlier.
Well, at the end of the day, it's still a 14.
No.
Not bad.
653.
Okay, so the guy wearing leather wants to take your offer, but the guy in the light mail, refuses.
Just lay down your weapon and lie on the ground, and everything will be fine. Okay? And yeah, that's it for me.
Okay. So yeah, the big guy's going to go now in his blaze of glory. So yeah, he looks directly at Guillaume with just a look of intense hatred, and just grips his two-handed sword tightly.
Do these guys have accents? Like Orlesian accents?
You've kind of been in the heat of battle, so let me just take a look at the relevant skills. I'll probably get you to make a skill check, basically, to see.
Okay.
Make a cunning. Go with cunning cultural lore to understand like the accents.
Okay. 14.
They sound Ferelden.
Okay. Weird. Okay.
All right. So yeah. So the big guy, looking down, just going to bear down with the great sword. He just looks at you. It's like, even if I fail, there will be more. And that is a total of 13, 16 to hit your
Luckily,
defense.
with my guard up, I am at 17.
Okay. So as he makes that impassioned, like basically dying declaration, you just sort of take your shield and bash the blade to the side. And you can see a look of like frustration and almost resignation in his eyes at this point. And then the other brigand's going to go. So the first one's going to try to stand up. And then we'll take a shot. Actually, no, he gets up and he turns to start running. And he just said the pay's not that good. And then
I yelled, "Don't let him get away."
Oh, trust me. I've got this covered.
The other one, though, will take a shot at Guillaume. And that will also miss because that's the exact same number I got last time.
I did that.
Yeah, and then it's your turn.
Wait, the guy who I intimidated is the one who ran away?
No, it's actually the other, the one that was knocked down is the one that, like, he got up and said, screw this, and tried to run.
Oh.
The other guy who wanted to do it was sort of persuaded by his well, not really employer, but by someone who was just physically bigger than him.
Okay.
So I have a -2 to my attack, right?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, that did not help. That would be a 4. So
A 4.
Wow. Didn't hurt you though either.
on 3d6 plus. Well, yeah. No. So.
Yeah. Is there a critical fail in this game?
Well, no, but basically, like your mace, like it crashes into him, but it hits the armor, and it's like hitting like a metal baseball bat, like against a steel beam, and you just feel the reverberations like traveling up your arm, and you want to drop the mace, but
no good.
Yeah.
Yep. And I will. Can I use guard up again?
Yes, you can.
I will.
All right, Sir Langdon.
So, yeah, I'm going to charge the big guy. It gives me a +1 on my attack roll. I got doubles. All right. Does a 14 hit?
Yes, it does.
All right. With the doubles, we'll make this a... Yes, okay. All right, so total damage is 9, 10, 14 damage, but I'm going to do a lightning attack. And here we go. So this is a second attack then.
So before you commit to that,
Yep.
You would be lightning attacking a corpse.
Oh, he's already dead?
Yeah, he had 2 hit points left.
For the big guy? Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
Then I'll decapitate him.
Okay.
Is there anybody else nearby?
So the guy who wasn't running is 2 yards away from you.
Okay, cool. Then can I use lightning attack to attack him?
Sure.
It says same enemy or a different one, so yes.
Yep, sure.
Cool. So that's also really good. So that's 9, 10, 11, 15.
Mm-hmm.
And damage is...
Yeah, I'm just going to remove him from the map.
12, 13. That is 17 points of damage on him, too.
Yeah, all 3 of them had 2 hit points left.
All right, so I hit the big guy, head off,
Yep.
and then the other one I kind of cut him straight down, and then I turn before she gets a chance to do anything after the other guy, and I go, Valeria, who's killing what now? How many have you killed on one turn?
I do not understand this turn that you speak of.
It's one combo.
Yeah, what is this round? It is your turn.
Sorry, it's my training,
All
I
right.
told you just to give up,
And as
now
for
you're
a minor
dead.
action, I won't do anything.
Yeah, this is pretty much over.
Don't
Unless she
let him get
misses. Because that would be funny.
12?
Just hits.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no way that you can't kill him.
So that is 8 points of damage.
Yep. So he starts running. He gets like 2 strides before this arrow just hits him right between the shoulders, and he crumbles.
And Valeria is going to yell out, "That's 2 for me." That's it.
All right. So they have all been vanquished. You can check them over, do whatever you want, but we will do that after a short 5-minute break.
Beautiful. Be right back, guys. All right, we are back. So take it away, Draven.
All right, so you guys are standing victorious over your fallen foes. There's a few scorch marks from some fire blasts here and there, but even though you were sort of aiming the last one a couple of times over the wagon, the fact that it has been raining prevented it from actually like causing any major damage. So you should be able to cover your tracks pretty easily if you're concerned about that.
Is there anything still burning?
No, it's like I said, it's still raining, so you just you scorched some of the grass, but none of it caught.
What are we able to find anything on these guys? I'm looking for like a note of orders or something like that to trace what's going on.
Okay, so you're gonna check them over.
Yeah.
So go ahead and just make a I think it's perception search.
It's one went down the one time. There you go. Only a 10.
Okay. You don't seem to find anything that would indicate like orders or anything along those lines.
Okay.
Just by like searching. I mean, they do have like coins. They do have like coins in their gear on them. But
we'll definitely take all their coins. And what about the big guy? Does he have any notable weapons or armor that would catch my attention?
So he's wearing light mail, which I believe is worse than yours.
Oh, yeah. I'm wearing heavy mail. So
yeah.
I will ask anybody if they need it, though.
Yeah,
I'm trying to look to see what...
How common is it to sell armor and weapons from brigands in this area? Would people
I
take
wouldn't
note
carry
of
it,
or-
personally. But
Well,
I'm just curious.
let me just have a look here at the...
I mean, it's based on a video game, so loot the bodies and sell everything is kind of the common go-to.
Well, I'm already planning on digging a hole and then igniting the bodies in the hole and burning the
So
corpses.
what is he? What has he got?
so he was wearing light mail, and he had a two-handed sword.
Okay, well, I'm using a shield, so that's not going to help me. But the light mail is one step above mine. But I'll just stick with what I got.
It shouldn't be too crispy.
No, it almost like polished it. Like it's looking pretty good.
Fire increasing property value.
Of course.
All right. So as warriors, I want both of you to just make a cunning check. You could try evaluation or military lore.
13.
13.
And you
Okay.
stunt on that?
I mean, you can use it. Well, are there skill stunts or like just exploration?
That would either be RP or exploration.
Okay, I was trying to get in the habit of it. 13.
Okay. Sir Langdon.
Yeah, I hit a 10.
A 10. Okay. So with 13, the thing that you notice, Guillaume, is that these guys are like their armor and weapons are better quality than what you would expect from your standard like highwaymen or brigands. Like usually you see like them wearing leather armor and it's sort of like you can see where it's been like sliced or damaged.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say that what they're wearing is pristine, but it's definitely better quality than what you would be used to in this situation.
They are well financed.
What makes you say that, Guillaume?
Look at their armor, the weapons.
You think it's better than my sword, Guillaume?
Oh, you're a knight.
Yeah, but I mean, I've been using my axe. What about this sword? This is just issued to me. I mean, this isn't anything fancy.
I mean, does the sword look...
The sword has more design work into it than you've seen any Ferelden weapon like look. Because most Ferelden weapons are like, function over form.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like etching. There's like a
I don't care how pretty it is, Guillaume. I just want to know if it's better than my sword. Is it stronger?
It depends on who's wielding it.
I mean, what if I'm wielding it? Is it better than my other sword?
You're using an axe, aren't you?
I have a two-handed sword and I have a two-handed axe.
Okay. I mean, it looks nicer, but the stats are the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would probably say, it's just design crap. All that extra money and stuff to put the filigree into it. No, I have no interest in that. It's something Orlesians would like.
Should we be more concerned that they knew we were headed this way?
Well, they were clearly after Guillaume, and then Honora had to go and spill the beans of what she is.
Didn't really have a choice in the matter.
Right? Are you playing a female? I'm assuming Honora's a female.
Mm-hmm.
That was an accidental, wasn't it, in the beginning?
Yes, it was, because I rolled the names and I didn't realize one was male and one was
That's
female.
right.
I thought it was first name, last name.
Okay. You could flip it, but yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah.
I mean, your name is the same as the Queen of Ferelden.
Look,
I
he's
don't like
locked
the
in.
I'm committed at this point by the very hat.
So, Honora, you got to be careful pulling out your stuff, because I can only cover for you so much.
Yeah,
and
your
Guillaume, same
stuff.
for you, man. We got to get you into some more Ferelden looking clothes. I mean, what are you wearing, dude?
It's not
What are
like
you
I wanted
wearing?
to do anything.
Armor.
They were attacking us and I didn't have a choice. You want me to go at them with this little dagger here?
No,
I'm good with weapons.
I just think we got to be more tactical, because once you show what you can do, that's their death sentence. We can't let them live once that happens.
I tried to stop them in the beginning. I tried to talk them down, but they weren't having any of it.
As did I.
Now, what else would we do other than kill them?
I don't know, but if we get to a point where we're truly outnumbered, it's going to put a hit out on
Then we
Honora.
fight harder.
The fighting part isn't the problem. The problem is chasing them down after. I'm not the quickest in my armor, and there's no way I can chase everyone down.
Well-
is that we have to worry about combat capability as well as talking them down, and there were so many of them, I didn't really have a choice in the matter, unfortunately.
Yes, I understand.
Much rather wouldn't have done it.
Sounds like you should spend more time running. Get faster.
No, that sounds about as dumb as get stronger. Like, come on, who comes up with this crap?
Get good?
I was just going to say that.
No,
Can you guys remind me the rules for healing?
Yes. So after combat, you can take a 5-minute breather, and you get 5 plus your con plus your level back in hit points. Other than that, the only way to get them back is to either have healing spells cast on you, or if you rest overnight, you get 10 plus your con plus your level back.
Okay.
and what
So-
about mana regen?
So mana regen, for every hour that you spend meditating, you get 1d6 plus your magic back. Let me just get back to that page. I just want to make sure I got that right.
What was the hit points again? I'm sorry.
So 5 plus con plus level.
Okay.
So while we're kind of
And
talking,
1d6 plus magic for every hour that you spend resting or meditating.
Okay.
And I'm
so
back.
while we're talking here, and Langdon is looting the bodies as appropriate for his station.
Oh, I was only looking at the big guy. That's it.
Oh, okay. Valeria's gonna sit on one of the wheels of that overturned cart while everybody's chatting.
Okay.
Ooh.
Are you doing anything with the other bodies?
Yes.
Yes.
I would like to search them and see what was on their bodies.
Okay. So just going back to Sir Langdon for a second. So the big guy had a pouch with 15 silver pieces in it.
Okay. I will hold that.
Okay. And Nora's searching the rest. So after close to sort of an hour of gathering everything up and I don't know how much you want to like strip the armor or stuff like that off of them. But you do find that each of them had a pouch with 5 silver in it. So that's 25 silver between the 5 that were downed. 5 suits of light leather armor. 5 short bows. 5 short swords. And each of them had 6 arrows left in their quivers, so 30 arrows total.
How many arrows can we pull out of our party members?
I would say that the any of them that I hit are basically they're destroyed. Now,
Definitely
just grab
keep
the
the arrows.
quivers. Yeah, grab the couple of quivers, guys.
so as you're doing this, Honora, can I get you to make a perception search check?
Oh dear. Yes, you can if you really want to. I feel like this is child endangerment, though. I'm only 19. Come on, Jesus.
So we got a total of 40 gold. Or 40 silver, I mean.
40 silver, yeah.
That's I have doubles, and that's 5, 5, 6 is 16 plus perception of 2 more is 18, and I don't know if I can do anything with the doubles on it.
Well, let's see here. Probably. Well, exploration. So you can do it in half the time, basically. But so there's that.
Anything that could improve my chance of finding anything.
I mean, the object of your attention. So what you can do for 3 points, you can have it so that you get a +1 bonus on any additional checks that you make relating to this until you like change like location or venue. So one of the things that you actually notice as you're sort of counting the coins, because you're sort of gathering them all together, is that none of the coins look like they've been minted in Ferelden.
Where do they look like they might have been minted? I must have fermented.
Fermented. So, I mean, you've spent all your life in Ferelden.
Yeah.
So that will have to be a cunning cultural lore check.
With a focus on currency.
I'll give you a cunning, and I'm taking a big risk here. That's I actually have points in cunning, so that makes it a 13 total.
You're not quite sure. Like the Ferelden coinage, again, like most things in Ferelden, it's very minimalist. So they'll have like the stamping of like a crown or the profile of the King Merrick's face or something like that, right? This one, the stamping on the coin is very elaborate, to the point where it's almost like overly elaborate and decadent.
Any of you familiar with this type of coinage?
Hand it to me.
I'll hand him some of it. I'm also going to force some of it in front of Gilliam.
I'll look it over. Could I do a historical lore, or does it have to be a cultural lore?
You have the focus in historical lore?
Yes.
Sure, go for it.
Wow. 10?
They're definitely not Ferelden. So, Guillaume, you don't have to roll. You recognize this as coin from Orlais.
There's Orlais coins.
And every single silver piece is from there.
So
I smell it. Does it have a perfumey smell too?
A slight. I mean, I guess I could get you to actually make a perception smelling check, but I won't. There's a slight hint. It's actually held up fairly well, considering like the Ferelden. Again, we talked about like hygiene and just the general smell of the countryside.
These coins might be from, how do you say, those adult entertainment places. They smell funny.
Do they have glitter on them too?
I hope not. I can't get that off of you.
I really don't like the idea of going to adult entertainment places and taking in the smells, but
Teen Spirit. I knew I smelled something.
Don't worry, it's not that bad. Perfume.
So taking a guess, you would think that this was probably handed over relatively recently. It's also the fact that they're all carrying sort of the same amount, except for like the leader who has three times as much. Yeah, you think that someone very recently passed the money off to them.
So someone knew you were going to be here and had enough time to set up an ambush and paid them all using the same currency, and they have a very fancy sword. What does that tell us?
Clearly, they were paid
That we should kill them.
to come after Guillaume. It's because he's Orlesian. We know this. And I'm sure, much like people coming after him, they're going to be coming after you for being an apostate as soon as they find out.
I'll carry a short sword, they won't know then.
I think we should figure something out because you need to throw off the track for sure. Maybe you take this fancy two-handed sword and just, put it on your back. It's so impractical. You can't unsheath it anyway like that, and it makes you look like you're a warrior.
Let me see. Oh, Jesus. Holy Santa Maria. Can you help?
What's your strength?
I have 10.
Oh,
I
okay.
have 0.
He
Zero.
won't wield it. He'll just hold it on his back to make him look like he's a warrior. It'll be sheathed the whole time.
I cannot unsheath it, in fact.
That's okay. Nobody can unsheath it if it's on their back. Have you ever tried that? It's too long.
Shadiversity has tried it, but yes, I have my sword now.
See? It's completely impractical. There are smaller swords you could do too, I suppose. But
I mean, they have short swords too.
It's about the style of it, though.
Well, it is
Did
a
I-
fancy-looking sword.
With my fancy hat, they'll think I'm a noble.
Did
Yeah, from somewhere
anyone
else.
actually check out that cart?
no, we didn't get that far.
Not yet.
Shall we, Valeria? You can go first.
Oh, no. I don't want to take it away from you.
Oh, why not? You're trying to take everything else away.
You should probably check for traps on the cart, considering it was laid out here. They might have booby-trapped it or something.
I cast Detect Magic.
Impressive.
Actually,
Hi,
they
I am
probably did.
magic.
Detect magic on the cart, searching for traps.
Yeah, so
pull
the mage
Good.
will check for traps. The warrior's going to cast Detect Magic.
And the rogue will flip it over using her impressive strength.
Yes!
Yep,
Exactly.
figured out.
Perfect.
I'm going to take out my basketball and prove that once and for all that I am magic.
So, no, I will probably just keep an eye out now that I know we've been ambushed. I'll be more worried about another ambush, and I will probably move these bodies over to a pile somewhere, and if someone does want to dig a hole, they're more than welcome to dig a hole, and we can push the bodies in, but at least get them off the road or away from sight of the road is kind of my thought.
Sure.
Wish we had someone here with a shovel.
I did not buy one of those.
I mean, there's a lot of damp, like dead leaves on the ground that you could just sort of cover them over crudely with if you wanted to.
I think we could drag them probably to the wood line and throw some leaves and branches and stuff over them.
Nail them up to the trees like a crucifixion, so it's a warning against us. Oh, wait, that might be a bit too far.
All right.
So, I guess Valeria will go and look at the cart and see if there's actually anything in the overturned cart, or I don't know, just generally inspect it.
Make a perception search check.
13.
13. So there's nothing there's no barrels or anything in the cart itself or in the wagon. But as you're sort of feeling around, one of the boards that makes up like the floor of the wagon, that actually feels loose.
I'll take out a small knife and just try and kind of pry it open a little bit.
Okay. So you basically pry it open, and what it looks like is one of the boards that makes up the bottom of this cart was actually hollowed. And inside, you find just like a stash of, or like a sack with some coins in it.
I'll open up the sack. How many coins are in there?
So there are 8 silver pieces, and there are 15 copper pieces. And they look like the traditional Ferelden stamping.
Okay. I'll throw the sack over to Langdon and I'll say, keep inventory.
How much is in here?
You can't count?
I how much was it again?
8 silver, 15 copper.
He is a knight. He has other people do this.
15 copper. Okay, so right on the spot, I will divide it up evenly among everyone. And by evenly, I mean Guillaume and Honora will each get 3 pieces. I will take the remaining 2, and I will give 5 copper over to Valeria.
Mm-hmm.
Here you go. I kept inventory.
I know numbers are difficult for you.
He's not very good at math. That's why I do all the inventory.
Are you really keeping inventory over there?
Yes.
Okay. You can split the money evenly if you want to.
Yeah, because you only split from that sack, didn't you? Like
no, earlier I said that I split the 10
okay.
each for everybody. So okay. I have right now that I put down 14, but I will take the 11 and then whatever we got from that, which I guess is 2 each. So 13.
8.
I'm not worried about the copper.
So we're moving the bodies off to the side of the road, correct?
If somebody wants to dig a hole, I know that Honora wants to burn them.
Won't that attract some attention?
It's raining, and I don't think the smoke will get very high with the tree cover.
Mostly that they're not identifiable at the end of the day.
I mean, if we just leave them off in the woods, off the road, I don't think we have anything to worry about. Some bear or something will come eat them.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about it.
Now, this looks like it may have been an ambush, but why are the coins different that were in the wagon compared to that? Do you think the wagon had anything to do with those guys attacking us? Or do you think it's coincidence?
Maybe they attacked someone else and then went ahead and used the wagon.
Have you asked the wagon?
Have you, Guillaume? I think you should do that, Guillaume. Let's put you on that one.
I go over and listen at the wagon and see if I hear anything.
Listening to the wagon, like
yes.
The inanimate object wagon.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot speak, but I must scream.
Yeah, you don't hear anything except for the rain sort of hitting off the top of it.
The wagon's a fan of Wu-Tang Clan. Who'd have thought?
ODB, personal favorite there. Okay. Does the wagon look like it's been turned over for a long time or fairly recently?
It looks fairly recent. Like it's not like weathered or anything, so it's not something that had been sitting here.
There's obviously no horses nearby.
Not that you can see, no.
We have 2 warriors that's pretty similar to horses.
Yeah, I'm not dragging a wagon though.
I think we should get out of here before somebody else stumbles upon us standing here.
Yeah, I mean it's raining. I
idea.
can't imagine anyone trying to travel through this. But yes.
Yeah, what kind of
you're probably
idiot
right.
travels in the rain like this?
Yeah, you know.
Well, he's a
Must be
knight. He's on a very important mission, so that's different.
This is time sensitive. We gotta
Very
He's
get
a
there.
knight, of course he's an idiot.
He's a knight that's associating with an apostate, an assassin, and an Orlesian.
Mhm.
He's got questionable taste.
Yeah.
Yeah, well-
I think Logain was right to be somewhat cautious.
Sus.
Mhm.
Yeah. As the kids would say.
So the brigands, were they wearing similar? I mean, I know they had the same light leather armor. Were they wearing similar cloaks, maybe, or?
Yeah, they were all wearing pretty similar, like to protect them against the rain.
Okay.
But they were sort of just your like wool cloaks.
What was the brand? Adidas, Gucci, Nike?
Now, it's like one of those knockoff brands that's
Oh,
supposed
great
to.
value cloaks.
Yeah.
Nike with 2 E's.
Yeah. Or Mikey.
Yep.
Their slogan is "Just done it."
Just do it, just did it.
Oh my god.
Okay, yeah, let's get on the road then. Are we taking the weapons and armor to sell? This blacksmith we got to talk to might have interest in buying it.
At least take the sword.
I have the sword on my back already.
Okay, there we go.
I mean,
I
so
look legit.
taking 5 suits of even though it's light leather armor, it's still 5 suits of leather
Mhm.
and a suit of metal armor. So if you take it, how exactly are you carrying it?
How much-
Yelling.
how much would fit
How
in
are
the
we
pack?
going to carry?
How much would fit in a backpack? Like 2 suits at most? You said light armor, right? So chainmail?
Yeah,
Light leather,
well,
I mean.
light leather.
I mean, leather armor doesn't, it's not like you can roll it up. Like,
Right.
it's not a t-shirt.
yeah, you'd be lucky to get 1 suit of the light leather into a backpack.
It's not worth that much either.
Yeah, we're not
Yeah.
going to take it, I don't think.
Oh,
I don't
look
think we need to
here.
do that.
Look here, okay, Valeria. This guy is trying to get to heavy plate as quick as possible, okay? So this guy has to come up with 150 silver as quickly as possible.
I'm sorry
see?
that
We do both have a small tent. If we get the poles from both of our tent and put it in between on one of them, then we can put the armor on the middle and just all 4 of us carry it like that.
I'm not
Oh.
carrying your
Oh,
armor.
Sure.
we could carry it like we're carrying someone out of combat who's been attacked. I love it. I love it. That works. Who's on board? We'll split the gold, whoever carries it with me.
I can help, I think.
I got a tent pole. I could definitely contribute to this.
I mean, saying gold is rather
I mean silver.
optimistic, but yeah.
I mean silver.
Yeah.
I say that by default.
Yeah, I know. It's difficult when it's not a gold standard
I
system.
know. It's like every game is always gold, and then I get to this one.
From what region is a tent pole from? Is he from Northern Poland, Southern Poland, Western Poland, Warsaw?
Shut up.
Right. Are you guys taking this armor? Is that the plan then?
Yeah.
You're going to make
Stretcher
like
carrying
a...
it.
We can throw anything on it,
stretcher.
and if something happens, we'll just drop this and fight. We're good.
To slow us down.
You drop
Not really.
it to fight.
No.
We can take turns if we got to. Don't you want to split the silver?
With the speed we're moving, I'd be surprised if it succeeds in slowing us down.
If you want to carry it, then you guys
Yes,
carry
I need
it.
another person to carry it with me, though.
Yeah, I'll help carry it.
All right, excellent. You can be in the front since you travel lightly, and I'll travel in the back because I got my pack on. Here we go. Let's do this.
You're always in the back, but that's just how you are.
I'm usually in the front. What are you talking about?
Okay.
All right. So we've already done 1 night of travel, so we've got a whole another night to camp at some point.
Yeah, so it was around midday when the fight broke out. It's probably been about an hour, maybe 2 hours since
Okay.
So for starters, if you didn't get your hit points back from that short rest, be sure to do that because that should be 5 plus con plus your level.
Mm-hmm.
And Honora, you can get at least 1 hour of meditation in to regain 1d6 plus your magic score in mana points.
Ooh, that's nice.
Excellent.
I'll gladly accept that.
All right, so you travel for a few more hours. You're getting close to the point where you would want to be making camp.
Mm-hmm.
And let's sort of look up ahead, and off to the side of the road, you actually see a wagon that's upright, but sort of pulled off the road. You see a horse tied up to a tree, and like the rain has started to subside, so it's more like a heavy mist now. So you can actually see what looks like smoke from a campfire.
Do you want me to go up there and kind of check it out?
Yeah, scout it out. We'll stay back here and we'll set this down off to the side, off the road.
I will go with you.
Okay. Valeria's gonna try and sneak up there a little bit and see what's up there.
Okay. Sneak as in stealth.
Yes.
Okay. Roll your stealth check for me then.
Does that fall under anything in particular?
I believe that's dexterity.
Okay, that was my assumption.
So I guess if I'm headed there too, I need to roll same thing.
10.
Okay.
Does that fail or not? I have an ability, so that's why I'm asking you if it's a
okay.
fail.
So you suspect that may have not been enough to hide properly.
Okay. So I basically have a scouting talent. So if I fail a stealth roll, I get a chance to re-roll.
Okay. Yeah, then you want to do that.
Okay. So I got a 15 this time.
Okay. Yeah. And sorry, Guillaume, you said you were going up there as well.
So if I could, I didn't realize I would know that she has this kind of ability. And if I'm not very stealthy, then I would let her go ahead because I didn't know she had this scouting ability. I wouldn't cover.
Yeah, your character would know that.
Okay.
Not that you've done a lot of stuff together, but you sort of know.
I know
more
her.
or less what each person's capable.
So I will let her get ahead a little bit and then follow behind her.
Okay. Are you trying to be stealthy as well, or are you just going to walk up?
I will try to be stealthy as well, yes.
All right, so give me a check.
10.
Okay. All right, so Valeria, we'll go with you first, since you were ahead slightly. So as you sort of get closer, you can actually hear what sounds like someone humming. And then you hear a voice just saying, how much longer before the meal is ready, my boy? And you just hear a kind of a simple response of soon.
Sandal?
It's not gonna be Sandal.
Oh, it is.
It's not gonna be Sandal. Okay. Can I make them out at all?
Yeah. So you hear that as you're coming up. If you want to get a little bit closer, you can. So yeah, you actually see a pair of dwarves.
Okay.
One of which has sort of brownish hair. He looks to be, quite a bit older. And then there's a beardless, blonde-haired, sort of like a crop top dwarf, with blue eyes. And you can see that the blonde beardless dwarf is sort of stirring this pot.
Can I then make an assumption that they're not excessively heavily armored?
They are not. No.
Okay. So
you do see. Make a perception check. Make a perception scene check.
What the value of a cart is? Maybe
Ooh,
150 silver.
10.
Okay. You do notice that the blonde dwarf has this rock next to him. It's sort of like this white, sort of oval-shaped rock that really stands out. But other than that, you don't think there's anything unusual about it.
This rock looks particularly valuable.
Not really. It just looks different. It stands out. It's not like the rocks you've typically seen on the side of the road. It's almost
Okay.
like smooth and polished looking.
Okay. I I guess Valeria is going to sort of interpret that they're probably not any sort of threat. So kind of gathering that knowledge, she's going to turn around and head back towards the group. If she sees Guillaume there at all, she might kind of pause and say, I don't think they're going to hurt us.
Yeah, you see Guillaume trying to be stealthy. And you see him trying to be stealthy, so.
Yeah, I have my mask on because I don't know who these people are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll head back towards the group and just let them know. It looks like it's just a couple of dwarves up there. I don't think they will be
Surface
any
dwarves.
trouble at all.
Oh, that should be interesting. Did they seem like they were well equipped?
I mean, they didn't have any arms on them.
Well, let's go hang out with them and see if they want to break bread together. I've always wanted to meet a dwarf. I haven't seen many dwarves before.
Intriguing. Sure.
How much XP did they look to be worth?
Well, it depends, because if you ever go off camera with one of them, then it's going to be bad for you.
It's a
Oh,
lot
my.
of XP then.
Yep.
Like, you aren't strong enough for that amount of XP, probably.
You
By the way,
can
that's
handle
out of
that
character.
XP. Yeah, I know. Shall we pick up our stuff and continue on then?
Yeah, let's go up there.
Okay.
As we start to get up there, I say, hello.
Oh, and you just hear a voice of, oh, hello. Please, join us.
Oh, thank you. Well, we can eat our own food, but or at least maybe give you some copper for exchange of some food. I mean, yeah. We'd love to join you.
Yes, please. No, help yourself. There's plenty to go around. But where are my manners? My name is Bodan Fedek, and this is my boy Sandal. And he sort of points towards the beardless dwarf. He's like, say hello, my boy. And he just goes, hello.
Does he always have that expressionless look on his face?
Well, he's a bit slow, yes, but he's a good lad, a hard worker, and he's a good boy.
Ah, well, as long as he's not stealing from us in our sleep, I mean, I have no problem with the kid.
Oh no, he would never do something like that.
So
what are you doing out here?
Oh well, I am a merchant by trade, as most surface dwarves are. You're either a smith or a merchant, and I was never particularly good with a hammer and anvil, so we just travel around and sell our wares.
Oh, what do you have for sale?
Oh, quite a few things, actually. But why don't we eat first? I see it looks like you might have some arms for sale as well.
Yes.
Oh,
It'd be amazing if you could take this off our hands.
I'm sure we can work something out. But first, please join us.
So what are we eating?
So it looks like a rabbit stew.
Oh, delicious.
Yeah, with lots of potatoes in them.
Oh, potatoes!
Potatoes?
Yeah, boiled and mashed, stuck in a stew.
Oh, it's great. This is lovely.
Yeah.
It's Bodan, you said your name was?
Yes, Bodan Fedek.
And your boy made this stew? This is great.
Yes, he's quite the cook, actually.
Oh, man. We need to get a companion like him to travel with us.
And he just looks up with his great big grin on his face, and he just goes, yum.
Yeah, so it's much better than what we were probably going to be eating tonight otherwise.
Yeah, it tastes better than the food you had back in Guarin.
Yeah.
Although, to be fair, you did say that you were at the seediest bar. So.
You said we're from Guarin?
Guarin, yeah.
Okay.
Well, you're not necessarily from there, but that's where Logan
That's where
was.
we've been staying, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so where are you guys heading to?
Well, we're just on our way to Guarin.
That's where we just came from.
Oh, really? How was the road?
Oh, you know, we obviously have arms for a reason. Someone tried to attack a Ferelden knight. I mean...
Oh, that doesn't sound particularly smart of them.
No, it was not smart, obviously. But, my friends and I were able to take care of them.
Yep, no problem at all, and I'm gonna slightly lift up the great two-handed sword.
Like struggling, very, noticeably. Yeah, pretty easy for us, warriors and nothing else.
Honora, just don't even try. I mean, of course you pale in comparison to me as I pick up my two-handed axe and my two-handed sword in single hands, and I'm like, not all of us are as skilled.
Well, I have to learn somehow.
Yeah, so Bodan's like, oh, that's quite impressive, and it looks like you've sort of had a bit of a rough time. But do you mind if we take a look at your wounds?
I mean, you can look at theirs. I have none at this point.
I would appreciate it.
Fully healed.
Okay, so he sort of comes up to you and he produces this this jar with this sort of like a white cream inside of it, and just sort of put some of it on his fingers, and he's like, "Do you mind? It'll help with the healing."
No, go ahead.
Okay. So he sort of puts some over where he sees your wounds. So roll 2d6.
That's
5.
how much damage you take.
Fine. Okay, so you heal that much.
Which is perfect because that's exactly how much I needed.
Okay. Anybody else that's injured, you can also roll 2d6, and you'll get that back.
Do you sell this cream? Because this is amazing.
No, we don't normally sell this, but we keep it just in case of emergency. Actually, my boy here, he's the one that made it.
Wow. Did you teach him?
Oh, I wish, but no, he just has a natural talent. And Sandal just sort of looks up, and again, he's got this huge smile on his face, mouthful of food, but he still goes, enchantment! And stew kind of goes spilling out and flying out as he says it.
Are you like an herbalist, kid?
Quite skilled.
And again, he just sort of smiles and then gets back to eating. It's like, I wish I could tell you exactly what it is that he does or how he does it, but he just has the ability to do things. That's, why we're always sort of on the move, because you never know, right?
Yeah. Was his mother good at these things?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, yeah, she was quite skilled, yes.
So it's in the family. That makes sense.
On the other side, of course, because I lack those abilities.
Yes. Well, you're a merchant, so a businessman.
That's right. And a fair one at that.
Speaking of which...
So you wanted to look at this armor that we might have in our possession?
Absolutely. So let's see what you have here.
It's really fancy, so it's probably worth a lot. Right, Guillaume?
Well, it definitely is quality. I mean, you can't find this type of stuff just anywhere. These were well equipped men, that's for sure.
So
Made in Taiwan.
So he looks at the. He starts with the leather armor, the 5 different suits. He's like, I must say, this is actually, this almost looks like it was made by dwarven craftsmanship, if I must say so. It's very well done. Much better than what I would normally see. No offense, but Ferelden armor smiths just aren't quite as skilled as dwarves, just mainly because that's all dwarves do. But,
yeah, I would expect that of a dwarf. I would expect you to say that. I'm willing to offer you 10 silver per suit.
Do you think you could do 12?
Just give him one. He has been gracious to us.
Let's just have a quick look at the
Skills?
skill. Yeah, so that would be
Like,
a
so maybe
communication bargaining.
Bargaining.
Yep.
Do you have that too?
Oh, of course I do.
Yes.
Otherwise, I wouldn't have done that.
It's like she knew.
Yeah, so go ahead and make a bargaining
So
check.
you add something else
Skills are
when
great.
you're.
Yeah, so you get if you have a
Okay.
focus in it, you get an extra +2 on top of your communication.
So if your communication's a 3, you would have a
That
plus
+5. Yeah.
I don't know what your communication.
It's a 3.
So there you go, plus 5.
So 16.
16. So he thinks about it for a moment. He's like, well, I'll tell you what. Let's meet in the middle, and I'll give you 11 per suit.
You just
that
said this
sounds
is
fair.
great dwarven armor.
Yeah, that's a good deal. We could take that.
All right, if you say so.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I still have to be able to make money on this myself.
Yeah, but it's worth more than that. I mean, you wouldn't have
Langdon, just
undercut it that bad.
I'm gonna like elbow him.
I mean, he
In the
was
ribs.
happy to take the 10 silver per.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I changed. Valeria changed my mind.
I convinced him too.
You know, just by him
That's what
being
it's
there, you're like, yeah, wait a minute.
Valeria, yeah. The combination of him saying it's dwarven and it's great, and Valeria saying it's worth more. It's worth more. Now I feel like we're being robbed.
How many suits did we have?
5.
5 suits of light leather, and then
Of
the
light leather, yeah.
55.
Okay.
Yeah.
Honora.
What about that nice
Keep track.
sword that Honora has? I mean, now I'm debating.
I don't think I'm quite ready for this. What would you give us for it? I hate giving it up, but I don't think I can quite handle it yet.
Well, it's quite nice. I'm sure I could line up a decent buyer. I know a few people that like to collect arms. 20 silver.
I look up to
Valeria, what do you think?
Langdon.
Are you sure you don't want to do 25?
Make another bargaining check, although I will tell you that target number is going to be a little bit higher for this one.
17.
17. He does say that he probably won't be able to get much more than 25 to 30 for it as it is.
Okay. I understand. That's
So 23, right?
So 20.
do you want to part with it for 20?
Okay, I guess so.
You
And
don't
I'll
have
offer
to. It's your choice.
First sword.
If that's his main weapon, I don't want to deprive him of it. It's a nice piece, and I'm sure that I can get some.
We got another one. So we've got, like I said, I got this axe I've been using. You can see it's seen some battle today. I've got another sword, so
It's
Probably
probably a piece
better off
of crap.
sticking with my short sword anyway.
he doesn't
Okay,
have wrist control.
Here you go. And I'll hand it to him as best I can.
The
Okay.
guy who went like this with 2 giant weapons.
Yeah, I'm talking about Honora. She doesn't have good wrist control.
It's true. I don't have it anywhere near the wrist control you do.
A lot of years of practice.
Yep.
Yeah, so he pays the 20 for it. Were you looking to sell the light mail as well?
Yes.
Okay. So he sort of looks that over, and he's willing to pay 30 silver for that.
Yeah, that sounds
I think
fair.
30 silver is probably a good deal.
We also have the short bows and 6 short swords. No, 5 short swords. And...
I took a short sword.
Okay, so that would be 4 short swords and 6 short bows? Or was it 5?
It was 5.
5, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So 5.
Does anybody want a short bow?
Nope, I already got one.
Can't even
I
use
got
it.
a longbow.
I've got a longbow.
Okay. So he looks at the bows, and they're decent quality, but
Yes.
they're a very common weapon. So it's something that's going to be more difficult for him to be able to unload. So he's willing to pay 4 silver pieces for each one.
That's fair.
Actually, he'll make it 5. That way, it's an even 20 silver for the 4 of them. The short swords, again, very similar. So he'll pay 7 silver.
And there were 5, 4 of them?
There were
4 for sale.
Oh, right. Sorry. There were 5 of the short bows, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So that's 25 silver for the short bows, and so yeah, he'll pay 7 for the short swords. So there were 4 of those. So that's what, 28.
Yep.
Well, this is looking like a.
I think we can afford your plate.
I'm glad we decided to bring these.
Can I ask a question, Game Master?
Mm-hmm.
When I was with the Tender Mercies of the Templar, did I happen to see any dwarves there with me in cells?
No, you wouldn't have. So you know that dwarves are incapable of utilizing magic.
Okay.
That's what they tell you in the lore of the game, at least. I don't buy it.
So with that, sort of getting back to sort of relaxing after business has been conducted, and he says, "I'm terribly sorry for my manners, but I didn't ask where you were heading."
Oh, well, we're heading to Ventiver.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a blacksmith there. He's had a little bit of a problem with somebody or some people, so we got to go, make sure everything's in order.
Are you going to investigate the curse?
What curse?
It's something that
what curse?
Something that the villagers were saying. We were just there a few days ago, actually. Yeah, they had some sort of run-in with a group of elves, and ever since then, they're complaining about some sort of curse. One of the hunters said that they saw strange creatures in the woods, and well, you know how some people get.
That's probably just some bears or something.
More than likely. I mean, just whenever they have bad dealings with elves, it's always easy to imagine that there's monsters and demons and creatures afoot. But I mean, I've never had those experiences with them.
Yeah, I'm sure there's nothing to worry about. Valeria, don't worry. Don't be afraid. I know last time you heard of a curse, you got a little scared, but we got it under control.
Oh, no. Now I'm quite excited. Curse sounds far more interesting than what was it we were going there for? A blacksmith?
Mm-hmm.
We got into a fight one time.
I tell you what, we'll look into this
unnecessary.
curse. We'll look into this curse while we're in town too, of course. We might as well, since we're out there.
You might as well. Like I said, it's probably nothing, but again, you never know.
Do you have any recommendations there for places we should stop?
Places to stop?
Yeah. Maybe a nice place for food. Is the chantry there exquisite? Maybe they have some potions or something there?
Well, I must admit I didn't go into the chantry while we were there. But just like because the name of the place completely escapes me. Yeah, so the Arbor Inn is where we stayed. It's the only inn in Ventiver. It was quaint.
Guillaume, it might not be your kind of place.
Why is it?
You like seedy places. Doesn't sound like it's going to be like that.
We have to make adjustments.
So with that, anyway, you see like Bodan like tries to hide a yawn, and then he just looks up. It's like, well, it is getting late. You're free to camp here as well. There's plenty of room for all of us.
I think we should do that. And then if something happens, we can protect you.
Yeah, we can keep an eye out while you guys sleep.
Oh,
if you would like.
Yeah, I think we'll be fine. But I do thank you. That's very generous of you.
I turned to Guillaume. I'm like, man, I wonder how they deal with, bandits and stuff. Gosh, there's only the 2 of them, and they don't look like they can wield a sword to save their lives.
So, like, you see as they're sort of getting ready, Sandal stands up and scratches his butt and just looks over and he's like, "Good night." And then he just sort of walks off and into a tent that's sort of set up that they're both in.
Good night, Sandal.
Gosh, he looks like he's just peering right into your soul. There's something off about that kid.
I think you worry too much.
Oh, I'm not worried. He seemed fine. He's weird. Very odd.
You never know. People could surprise you.
Mm.
Maybe they're great warriors and we don't know about it.
Look, Honora surprised me the first time I saw her do that fire thing. Okay, but I don't know. Guillaume he does what he does. You do what you do. I'm still waiting to be surprised with you two. You guys are good with a sword, but or a mace. And he laughs. I laugh thinking about how Guillaume hit the armor earlier, just like, boom. What was that earlier, man?
What are you referring to?
When you looked like you had never held a mace before and you walked up and you're like, boom.
Mm. Now I remember why I don't like you. Talk too much.
Whatever. You love me and you know it.
Then you see Guillaume walk off as he shakes his hand some more to try to see if the feeling has finally returned.
It's come back. Yeah, it's not so bad. I mean, you still have like the phantom tingling sensation every once in a while, but beyond that, it's gotten better. So the night goes by uneventfully. You hear the sounds of wolves sort of baying in the distance and the wind blowing through the leaves. But other than that, it was quite restful. As you wake up in the morning and start to get ready to set out, you see the FedEx already have their stuff set up and ready to go as well. So Bodan comes over. It's like, well, I do wish you the best, and just if you are going to Vintiver, just in case, because even though they're probably just tales, I still hope that you take the greatest of care.
Thank you. Safe travels yourself, fine sir.
Yes, absolutely. And so Sandal actually walks up to Honora.
Uh-oh.
And he holds his hand out, and he's holding this shiny white rock.
For me?
And he just says, "Enchantment."
I'll accept it.
And then he looks and he's got this smile on his face. He just goes, "Boom. Goodbye." And then he
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Bye.
just goes off again, starts scratching his butt as he walks.
I would like to see if I know what this is.
Well, we can certainly look into that, but we'll do that in the next session.
I knew it was coming. That was great.
So here's where we'll end it.
Thank you so much for running this game. That was a lot of fun, and I love that Sandal made an appearance. That was great.
You got to throw in a little fan service.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Sandal and Bodan are amazing NPCs from the first and second video game. So that was great. With that, we can go around, let everyone plug their stuff. The links will be in the description below. And we'll be playing again in 2 weeks on Tuesday. And for other stuff on this channel, make sure you subscribe. We've got a game Thursday, Pulp Cthulhu, with Paula and BN Drake and Joshua. They are also in that. Friday, we have Pathfinder 2nd Edition, Fall of Plaguestone, with Draven and Paula. And then this Saturday is our Black Rock Adventures homebrew 5e game with Paula, her brother, my friend Tom, and his wife Laura, and and our friend Nicole as well. It's awesome. So we've got a lot of live plays on this channel. We also do occasional videos, reviews, interviews with game designers and other things like that. So we are all a multi-variety RPG channel. So make sure you subscribe for more of that. But yeah, with that, let's go around the table. Joshua, you have anything you want to say?
Hi, I'm Josh. I'm just a guy who bribed my way in here. I don't have a channel or anything.
Josh is awesome. He's over in the Discord occasionally too, so you can join our Discord.
Rolling everyone in there as I can.
It's great though. Peter.
Me and Drake, we play Pulp Cthulhu. This will be Thursday on this channel. Also have Stars Without Number game on my channel, and I do Pulp Cthulhu recap that should be up Wednesday night. So
Yeah, so if you don't want to go back and watch all the Pulp Cthulhu games to catch up, you can go to his channel and watch all of the recaps. They're hilarious. He condenses it into about a 30-minute video. They're funny.
They are quality.
They're great. Like I would probably just rather watch those than even play sometimes. I mean, they're that good. So they're hilarious.
That can be arranged.
What are you trying to say, Josh? Trying to get rid of Blake?
I'm just saying I have an Uzi.
Paula.
Tomorrow are we?
Not tomorrow. It'll be next week.
Oh,
Remember,
okay.
it's the off week.
We're not mini painting tomorrow night. We are mini painting next week. We had schedule glitches in relationship to mini painting. And I will be in the Pulp Cthulhu game on Thursday and the Fall of Plaguestone and the Blackrock Adventurers game as well. So lots of RPGs this week.
Yup. And then Draven.
Right. So this Friday coming up, I'll be back on this channel with Fall of Plaguestone, where my character will probably spend a great deal of time unconscious and bleeding.
That's what he does.
Well, I kill things and you get credit for it.
Yeah,
so it's fine.
that's apparently that's how that works. So, also Thursday or Friday, I'm hoping to finally get my Pathfinder 2e Ancestry Guide video out. And next week, the main video I'm going to be working on will be the second part of my Age of Worms review, going through the different installments of that from Dungeon Magazine all the way back in like 2005. So
Oh wow.
it's kind of a nostalgic trip. I enjoy going back and reading through that stuff. But
I like when you do videos like that, though.
yeah, I do too. they're a lot easier. So yeah, that's basically it. And try to throw some other stuff in between if I can. But those are the ones that I'm at least committed to for now.
Right. Awesome. Well, thank you guys for watching. This was Master the Game. I am Juice. Game on.